Hello everybody, thanks for joining me again. Well, before I show you this week's video, I'm going to explain a little bit about the title. So I was on a photography trip to Dartmoor last week, and I was travelling to Grey Wethers, which is a double stone circle high up on the moor. Now Dartmoor has lots of myths and legends associated with it, and Grey Wethers is no different and has probably quite a good one. Now I'll try and find something on the web to give you the legend and link it in the description below. Maybe even the Dartmoor podcast could help me out there. And yes, I know it's not a podcast, but George, if you're out there, if you have anything on Grey Wethers, let me know. Anyway, now I'm not a very superstitious person, so I'll take most of these legends with a pinch of salt and just enjoy them as the good stories they are. However, on the trip to Grey Wethers, something happened last week that made me wonder. I started the trip as usual, parked up at Post Bridge, and found a decent path to walk up the East River Dart towards Grey Wethers, and then I'll let the video run from here. Hello everybody, thanks for joining me again. Well, I'm on Dartmoor today. Haven't been here for some while, and I'm really glad to be back, just breathing in some fresh air. I've left the car at Post Bridge this morning, and I'm walking up the East River Dart onto the moor, and I'm hoping to get to a double stone circle called Grey Wethers. Now, there's some cloud about, but I think it's going to be a bright sunny day, which might make the photography difficult, but really enjoy coming to these Bronze Age sites up here. Gives you a real sense of history, and even if the photography is a challenge, this is a lovely walk, so let's go and see what we can find, shall we? There's lots of abandoned huts and walls up here on the moor, and I've just come across this old beehive hut. Just going to stop and try and take a photograph of it. Might not come to much, but I'm here, so let's have a go. So, I mean, close up it doesn't look much. I think I might try getting on some higher ground up there and showing it in the landscape. Well, I'm not sure, but let's take some images and see how they come out. Well, just after that last shot, with me disappearing over that rise, I disappeared into one of Dartmoor's mires. Oh, what an effort that was. I didn't film anything, I was just stumbling through the lumps of cotton grass. Not a pleasant experience. However, finally made it to Grey Wethers, and it's not disappointing. Now this site's about 2000 BC, and there's another stone circle just over the rise here, which is actually laying flat, which was how these stones were found, and they've been restored and stood back up. Now there's evidence by carbon dating that the one that's laying flat over there was laying flat way back 4,000 years ago. So whether the stones are meant to look like this or whether they're actually meant to be laying flat, who knows? Anyway, this is a double stone circle and we're going to have a look around. So camera settings wise, I think to start with, I'm just going to go around with it handheld, trying to find some compositions. Settings wise, I'm at f11 at the moment, but I might experiment with that depth of field. If I get close to the stones, maybe blur out the background. I'm at 100th of a second, so I can hand hold it, and I'm just letting the ISO do its own thing at the moment. I might use some exposure compensation by over and under exposing it, depending on what the light does. So with these stones, I'm just trying to keep some separation. Firstly, between the stones themselves, and then the horizon. I might try maybe some low down shots with maybe one or two of them poking up into the sky. Let's have a go at that. Well, I've been here about half an hour so far, and I'm the only person up here. All I can hear is the wind coming across the moor, and there's a spectacular view across the high moor behind me over towards the MOD's practice grounds. Anyway, the light is coming and going. I think I'm going to pack the camera away for a second and start making my way back. But hopefully find an easier route. So by this point in the trip I was really pleased with some of the photos I'd taken, and although I'd been stuck in the mire on the way to the stone circles, I didn't think anything of that. So started my slow walk back, and then noticed that some of the little flags in the ground that I'd been following were actually some markers for some fell runners that day, and they started to come past me, and started to film them. Also I decided, right, okay, I'll take a bit of B-roll of the river and some of the stone walls. And I'd completely forgotten about taking some B-roll shots at the stones themselves. I don't know what distracted me, but something obviously did, and I moved on. Anyway, did all that, got back to the car, had a few cups of coffee and started my drive home. Now, it wasn't until then I started to feel a bit odd. Driving home, I felt like I didn't belong. I felt like I was in another place, if you like, almost like on holiday, which, okay, it's a nice sunny day, had the car windows open, and I'm in South Devon. Why not feel like you're on holiday? But it just wasn't right. Got home and then looked at my footage on the camera, and nothing was usable. So, having been at the Stones, I made lots of mistakes after that point. At one point, I didn't turn the microphone on when I did my piece to camera. Must have got the settings wrong on the camera while filming the fell runners, and everything was out of focus. And just not right. Now, of course, I could put that down to lots of things. Maybe it was a hot day. I'd taken 2.5 hours to walk to the Stones. I spent about half an hour there and maybe took 2 hours to walk back. So, took some water with me, but maybe I was a bit dehydrated. Maybe I was just starting to make mistakes. Or maybe it was the Stones. Everything up to that point was fine. And then after that, nothing worked. Well, I think that's enough from me today and my Curse of the Stones. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all again soon. Don't have nightmares, and for now, cheerio.